Hello beer tubers and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Habits. Today's beer is going to be yet another beer sent to me from Mark from Poland. I only got one more left after this. And yeah, this is the Zywiec Porter. I guess you pronounce it Zywiec or Zywiec, I'm not completely sure. But it's a Baltic Porter and 9.5% alcohol, so it's a really big Baltic Porter. Now this is actually seen to be one of the best beers to ever come out of Poland. I don't really understand any of the info on the back here because it's all in Polish. And yeah, I've had one beer from the Zywiec Brewery, which is actually now owned by Heineken, but whatever. I've had one of the beers, which is just a regular Zywiec lager, which is kind of meh, as far as I recall. I had it way back when I was in high school. Me and one of my classmates, he was from Poland, called Michael. When him and his family went to Poland, he sometimes brought Polish beer, and that was how I tried that. And the kocie and beers like that. But this should be pretty good. So let's just get it cracked open since there's no info on here really. There's the cap there. It's actually pretty cool. But let's get it poured into this mug. It's luckily in the small 33 centiliter bottle. I know you can get them in a big 1 pint bottle, half a liter. But luckily it isn't because it's such a big beer. Oh, nice. We got it poured here. Pretty frothy head. Now the thing is, as the other Baltic porters I've reviewed from Poland, is that they're brewed with the lager yeast strain. But here you have it. It's almost pitch black. It's quite dark. I get notes of red through the sides of the glass when I hold it up to the light. The head is a nice two finger mocha colored beige kind of head, not really extremely tan, but looks nice, and I can already smell it from here. Yeah, again, like all the other Baltic porters from Poland, a lot of sweet maltiness to it, along with the roasted malt and a lot of dark fruit. Candy sugar kind of notes in there too. Actually, the roast isn't as dominant as I thought it would be. There's a faint burnt note in there too, but it's very faint. Most dominant is that dark fruity prune kind of note, maybe soaked in alcohol a little, because I get a little bit of alcohol notes. Smells nice though. Smells a lot, kind of like the Wiedniki, maybe a bit bigger. But let's give it a taste here. Cheers. Yeah, it tastes a lot like the Wiedniki. The roast is way more intense in the flavor than in the aroma. The body on it, it's a medium body. Mouthfeel is kind of creamy, but it's still it's very nice. When the first sip, you get a heavily roast with a sweet maltiness, the dark fruit kind of prune note. Then you get a little of the 9.5% alcohol, phenol alcohol flavors in there. Yeah, the alcohol is, and the burn is in the end. It is not that much, the alcohol taste, but it is slightly present. And that's about it. It tastes a lot like the Wiedniki Porter. It's just got more of a burnt note, more of an alcohol kick to it. It's not as sweet as the Wiedniki, which has a lot of sweet molasses, kind of dark fruity notes, along with some kind of brown sugar. This doesn't have as much. It does have a little bit of a sharp brown sugar note along with the dark fruit, but it's more, in the taste at least, the burnt roasted malts in there, along with some alcohol in the end. It's pretty nice tasting. It's definitely better than the Vitniki, but still it's not that much better. So for that I'm going to give it an 82. It's a pretty good Baltic porter, especially if you want to try one that's like a real Baltic porter, because they weren't really first brewed in the Baltic area. They were exported to the Baltic area from England, where it was top fermented yeast, not bottom, and so on. I could ramble on that forever. But yeah, an 82 for the Zywiec porter by, I guess it's Zywiec slash Heineken, I should say. And remember to, let me know what you think of the Zywiec porter. If you've had it, remember to comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Thanks so much for the beer. Check out my Facebook fan page, The Master of Hobbits Beer Reviews. And I'm going to say cheers. And I'll see you in another beer review.